Welcome to the final bonus video on strategy. And I know I've seen your ETS scores, and so to get the bonus points, what you need to do is fill out the survey for this class, the IDEA survey. By now, you should have already received that email multiple times. So make sure you fill that survey out and send me copy of that, meaning, just screenshot of that you did the survey. I don't want to know what you put in the survey. It's totally up to you what you want to put. I'm not telling you what you should or you shouldn't put in the survey, but just a proof that you submitted the survey. So two things for bonus points. One is a proof that you completed the survey. And I do realize that we don't have much time because the survey, I believe, ends on May 2nd. So you have 2 days, which is more than enough to fill a 10-minute survey. I don't think it takes that long either. And second thing you need to do to earn the bonus points is watch this bonus video and just pick two things that you found interesting. What you found interesting, why is it interesting, and how you can apply it in your real life. So in just 1 to 2 page, that's it. No more than 2 pages. 1 page is sufficient as well. So let me recap for the bonus points. And again, I don't know how many bonus points I can give you at this point. And the bonus points could be, I'm just looking at it, could be 2 to 5 points. That's what I'm seeing here. But once I do all the grading, then I'll have a better picture as to what the bonus points should be. And I will create a bonus points column in Blackboard. That's where you need to add the proof of survey, completing the IDEA survey for this course, and 1 to 2 page paper of what you found interesting. And again, in the paper, just 2 concepts that you found interesting from this video. What are the concepts? How, why you find it interesting, and application. By now, you already know the format. So anyway, let's quickly get to this video. And thank you for answering to, because I said I'm going to make a bonus video. And this was the reason for that. So this way I could give you bonus points. And again, sorry, not too much time because I just got the ETS score. So I didn't know how many bonus points I could give. Anyway, so let's quickly go to this. So this bonus class, and I just want this to be a summary of the ninja skills that I have given you, but I feel like I need to recap this based on some of the emails that I got. So what are the skills that would be really useful for you? One is attitude. And in the first few videos, I did talk about, I gave you a story of Sam Walton. And let me just quickly recap so you don't have to go back to the videos if you don't want to, but feel free to watch those videos multiple times because there's a lot of good information, and some of the students have also mentioned that it's a good idea to watch them multiple times. Anyway, so the attitude of curiosity and what's useful. So Sam Walton's story, Sam Walton and his manager Bob go to a store. Sam asks Bob to look at the store and find out, just look at the store and, report back to him. So, Bob is in the store for less than 10 minutes, comes out. Sam is in the store for like 3-4 hours. So when they exchange notes, I'm just giving you the story, summarizing the story. So Bob doesn't find anything interesting in the store. He says, the store was dirty, smelly, sticky, and out of products and all that. So he doesn't find anything interesting. Okay. Now we don't even know where Bob is, but Sam, on the other hand, the guy that's billionaire, tons of money and very successful, what he says is extremely useful for you is he said as soon as he entered the store, he found that the tiles were sturdy, and he, went to corner of the store, peeled the tile, and found out what the name of the manufacturer was. And the aisles, he found out that this distance between the aisles was pretty good, so he took out his tape measure, measured it, and the shelves were very sturdy. He noted down the name of the manufacturer. So Sam is going on and on about what's good about what was in the store, versus Bob was focused on what was wrong in the store. So what you want to have is an attitude of curiosity. You want to find what is useful. Anybody can find what is wrong with something, but guess what? That doesn't really help you, But if you go for something that is really good and really helpful, useful for you, guess what? Your life is going to be much better. So that's the number one thing. And the second thing is about intention. Okay. Intention. Like intention is, think about that as, what is it that you want, the destination in your life, or what is it that you want to go for. Now, it's a good idea to write SMART goals for yourself. And if you don't know what a SMART goal is, watch my previous videos, or even you can Google it. Okay. So you should have an intention as to, what is it that you want and how are you going to get it. So stay with it, don't get sidetracked. And this is an important thing, the intention that you have should be a win-win-win situation. And I gave you my personal example. This was, like when I won the Best Teacher Award, this was back in Emporia, Kansas, about a few years back. And my buddy, who is very much like me and who likes to do everything like me all the time, he called me and he asked me, hey, Andy, what is it that you do to make sure that students give me great evaluations? So I was thinking about what is it that I do to make sure that you guys, whenever the time comes, you guys are going to give me great evaluations. And I said, that's not the way to look at it. The way to look at it is, what am I giving you? If I give you something that is really awesome and really phenomenal, and you feel like what you're learning has application not only for the business, but for your personal life, guess what? Whenever the time comes, you're going to give me great evaluations. So I don't have to worry about that. So if I were to put your win ahead of mine, guess what? I will always win. So this is win for you. For others, this is the win for self, for you, and this is the win for the world. So make sure that whatever you do is also in the best interest of the world. See, I could have easily given you just bonus points, but I want you to earn these bonus points as well, because I want you to learn something useful here. So that's the thing. So make sure you keep the other person's interest as well as your interest, and the interest of everybody else involved as well. And here is an interesting thing. Success is, if you look at this, success is goal, whatever goal you have, plus massive efforts. And I'm going to tell you a story of Moses. And again, this is, I'm sorry, I don't know the story that well, but the meaning of the story is pretty good. So if I do, say something that is out of, not accurate, then please forgive me. That's not the intention. The intention is to give you the gist of the story. Okay, so Moses, as you know, he was taking people from, he was taking people somewhere. I don't even remember the whole thing, but I see that the message is actually what is more important. So sorry, I don't mean to offend anybody, but they came to a point where they were crossing the sea. Okay, and now when Moses actually approached this, when he was close to the sea, he dipped a toe in the water. The sea did not part. He was knee deep. He further went along. He was knee deep in the water. The sea did not part. Then he was, waist deep in the water. Guess what? Sea didn't part. Up to here, neck deep, nope. And he was all the way underwater. Even his head was underwater. Still, the sea did not part. And then his staff. He was carrying a staff that was taller than him. And when the staff was also underwater, guess what? That's when the sea parted. So I don't know if you believe in God or you believe in different God, doesn't matter. What the moral of the story is, let's say God is watching from above, or uh, whoever you believe in, or if you don't believe in, that's fine too. So what is the moral of the story is when Moses actually was completely involved in something, it's like he was fully 110% committed to something, like his staff was underwater, that's when the sea parted. So most of the time, your success will depend upon how much effort you're putting in. It's good that you have awesome intention, but if you put in really huge amount of efforts, guess what? You're bound to be successful. Most of the people give up way too easily. So keep at it, keep doing it, and you will be successful. Okay. The next one is communication, and this is actually a very very important thing. And I have put in a lot of, I have included lots of ninja skills about communication, because I find that communication is extremely, extremely important. This thing is so important, you can actually change things around just by the way you communicate. So I have put in over here, ordinary communication, you get ordinary results. What do I mean by that? So let's say, and again, some of the, I believe the message is from guys is they want to know how they can get a date, or how they can be successful on the date, get somebody to go out with them. Um, and again, I'm going to try to keep it very simple and straightforward, and this applies to both the genders, male as well as female. So let me give you an example of ordinary communication. Ordinary communication is, hey, what's your name? Where are you from? What do you like to do? What are your hobbies? What's your favorite color? Blah, blah, blah. All right. That's ordinary communication. Guess what? That will get you ordinary results. Okay. Now, if you really want to communicate in a way, do not ask questions. Do not. Because when you start asking those simple, straightforward questions, guess what? People get bored. They don't find you interesting at all. Versus if you start sharing something about you that you find interesting, then people are going to be like, they're going to open up and start sharing things with you. Okay. So let me just give you an example. Let's say, this is a social event or somewhere, and you start talking, you don't want to talk about, it shouldn't look like you're bragging about yourself. It's just, what are you passionate about? What is it that you find interesting? So you could talk about your experience. You could say, hey, the other day I went, by the way, there's this James Turrell's Skyscape, that's an awesome place to watch sunset. So you can say, I went there, and this is so amazing. You go there at sunset, they have this for about an hour, I think, and you go over there, and it's in Rice University, by the way. There is this James Turrell Skyscape Center where, the roof of that place changes color, and the colors are really awesome. And you go over there, and you're not allowed to talk, and you hear the sounds from the nature. Could hear birds chirping, and there's this little breeze that's going on, and it is such an amazing experience. The sky is changing color. I don't know if you watch something like that at the the planetarium, where they have I forgot, it was Pink Floyd something. That's so. See, what I'm saying is I'm making the story so much interesting that people get sucked into it. Now, a word of caution with this. If you are talking to someone that is very straightforward, that wants to get down to the facts right away, then give them facts. But for the most part, people love stories. So make sure you make your stories rich in terms of vivid description and emotions and colors and smells and all of that. So that would make it really awesome. So as you're sharing this awesome experience, guess what? People start talking to you, they start sharing experiences with you. And the best way to connect with people is share what you're passionate about, share something from your childhood, and share something about your future. Guess what? If you start sharing that, people will feel that they know you for a long time. And you know why? Because you talked about your childhood. Guess what? If they share something about their childhood, you could insert yourself into their childhood. How do you do that? So if, let's say, somebody says, "Oh, I love to, play with, play like make houses and play, with Indians and cowboys, let's just say, whatever it is." Okay. And you say, "Hey, imagine if I was there, I was playing, we were in the neighborhood, we were kids. What do you think would happen? How would you play? Would you share your toys with me? All that." So guess what? You have inserted yourself into their childhood. And again, this may sound a little bit weird or abnormal, but psychologists have studied this phenomena a lot. When you actually talk about something from your childhood and the other person is also involved in that, guess what? You have a much, much stronger bond with them. So you're artificially creating the bond, but this artificial bond, the brain doesn't know whether it's real or not. So I know I'm giving you a lot of information in a small amount of time because I want to keep this video short. But if you want to really, really connect with somebody on a much, much deeper level, talk about their passions, talk about future, talk about past childhood. And if you were to insert yourself into their fantasies or into their this thing, then they feel like they've known you for a very, very long time. And that results in a much deeper connection. So that could be, let's say, if you want somebody to, go out with you, or somebody to be your, life partner, or you want to develop a stronger relationship, business relationship with someone, that is extremely useful. The next thing is about emotional versus logical. And again, don't think in terms of either or, think in terms of and. So this is, I have given you in other videos as well, like if you were to go for a job interview or something, do not just talk about the job, talk about why you want the job, why are you passionate. So again, let me give you an example. Let's say you apply to position of, let's say, data analyst. So you could start off. I'll give you the contrast. Two different people. One is dull and dry, very logical. Okay, and the other one, well, I'll give you that in a few minutes. So let's just go with the first one. First one is the question is, why do you want to be a data analyst? And the person says, "Oh, I love working with numbers, and I'm always good at math, and I like computers, and I love statistics, and I can crunch lots of information, blah, blah, blah." All right, so that's one person. The other person is, same question, why do you want to be a data analyst? The other person says, let me tell you, this is so amazing. Anywhere I go, I find it so interesting. The other day I was at Walmart, and I'm surprised, how does Walmart store so many products? Like they have like more than I believe Walmart Supercenter has close to 500,000 products. So how do they analyze which items are more in demand? How do they stock and all that? That's what makes it so interesting. I'm so excited as to how amazing this field is, that there is so much information out there, but how can that be utilized to make this useful for a company? So that's what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about analyzing the data, analyzing the trends in the marketplace, and see how it can be beneficial to the company. And again, I do enjoy working with computers, and I'm really good at math, but what I'm passionate about is looking at the big picture and making the connection. So that's an example I just gave you. So that's about communicating. So make sure when you communicate, the communication shouldn't be just dull and dry. You should put some emotions into it. So there was this dull and boring guy. There was another person that was full of emotions. And again, be careful if the other person wants just straight boom, boom, boom answers. Just give them that. For the most part, lots of studies have done, people actually prefer stories. But again, don't just tell stories, make sure you back it up with logic. So basically logic as well as emotions, you want to combine them. This way, people love what you're talking about and what you bring to the table, so they will hire you and they will buy products from you or they will promote you. Okay, so that's that. And then here's another question that kind of came up was about negotiation. Uh, so. This is also an interesting topic, but I'll just quickly make it. See, negotiations fall apart when people are nitpicking. That's why. But if you were to take them to a bigger picture, then it will be negotiations would go much better. So let me give you an example of that. Let's just say, I'll just give you a simple example. Let's just say husband and wife are trying to, deciding on how to paint their house. Let's just say that they want to paint the exterior of the house, outside of the house. Let's just keep it simple. Okay? Now they can't argue, they're arguing as to what kind of color the house should be. They are totally fine. They do agree, both of them agree that they need to paint the outside of the house because the outside of the house doesn't look good, but now they can't figure out what color paint to use. Okay? They're going back and forth. Nobody is giving, or somebody wants it to be blue, somebody wants it to be pink. And what one could do is say, hey, I do agree that you want to paint the house so that it would look good. It would look, much better than what it is. So why don't we look at the neighborhood? Why don't we look at the big picture and see what color house would fit better in this neighborhood? I mean, if you want, if you were to, of course, color for a house, something like orange or yellow is still fine, but orange or like dark green or something weird color is of course never appropriate for the most part. But if you look at the big picture, if you look around and if you see all the houses of a certain color, let's say beige or slightly brown color, and do you want your house to stand out or do you want your house to kind of blend in? So if you were to take the argument to the big picture, then you're more likely to find a solution, because the lower you go, the more you're nitpicking, the more they're going to be disagreement. So husband and wife, they do agree that they want to paint the house, okay? But they're not agreeing on the color because that is nitpicking, that is going lower versus higher level is that. And sometimes it's a good idea to even bring in a third party that can give them neutral opinion. That's fair. And the last thing is about gratitude. Okay? And this, I have found that this to be really, really useful. And before I give you more details about that, is you want to actually find a mentor, find somebody that can help you through life. I mean, I have made lots of mistakes in my life, and I wish I could talk to someone that, was 5-10 years ahead of where I was. So this way my life would have been on a much better track. I mean, it is good, I like it, but I'm just saying that it could have been much, much better. So make sure you find a mentor, like test drive your career. I've said that to you in your professional plan. So test drive your career, find someone that could be your mentor, and be thankful for what you get in life. And not just your mentor, but anybody, just be thankful. And I have noticed this, when you actually, even like a customer service call or something, when you get some good service, if you were to tell this person's supervisor, for some reason, good things start happening to you. So if you get good service from someone, say, hey, can I talk to your supervisor, and give, a good review for that person. Okay, and most of the time supervisors are also surprised, even the employees are surprised, because most of the time people just complain. But if you want to stand out, be extraordinary to get extraordinary results. All right, so that's it for this bonus video. And I just want to thank you for taking my class. I thoroughly enjoyed teaching you. And I'm not sure if you enjoyed it as much as I did or more. Anyway, so all the best for your future. Again, to recap, for bonus points, I haven't decided how many bonus points I'm going to give. It could be 2 to 5 bonus points. And the way the bonus points work is, it's going to be you send me copy or proof of survey that you've completed the survey for this class, and second, 1 to 2 page about 2 concepts that you found interesting from this class. Again, thank you for taking my class. And last thing, be extraordinary to get extra results, and always, always go the extra mile to get extra, or extraordinary results as well. All right. So thank you, and I'll see you in future.